Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode here in Brookshore. Today we start episode 9 and it's going to be a bit of a jam-packed one. I've got an awesome build lined up for you and I'm super excited to get back in game. It's been about 2 weeks since I was last able to play the game, and I also want to apologise for a lack of consistent uploading. It's been a little bit hit and miss. I've not been feeling well for the last few weeks and I've just not been able to actually speak and record, so I didn't want to upload anything that was below my expectations on what I want to deliver to you guys. So yeah, I do apologise for that. I also want to say one thing as well. I don't like kind of saying these sort of things, but if you could please hit the like button, it really helps small channels like mine go out to more viewers like yourself if you think it's what people will find interesting to watch. So yeah, if you do think that, please do hit the like button. It means a very, very great deal. Anyway, let's get on with things. Okay, so for today's episode, we're going to be looking at our steel factory plant build. In conjunction with this, we're also going to be putting in a nice new bridge and rail system and to flesh out the vanilla asset. I've chosen this location because I think it makes sense right by our water here, and of course we've got our wonderful docks just over to the left, and we'll also have got plenty of activity once we get our cargo trains hooked in. But the main goal would be to kind of get this established, get the train lines in as far as we can, and hook them up into Coleridge once we unlock this area. Now this build is going to throw up a few challenges. First of all, the terrain. Got to do a little bit of earthworks to give us a bit of a flat surface, and of course the grades for our rail lines, and making sure that we land on this side of Brookshore without causing a crazy looking bridge. Not only is it difficult in terms of the location because the asset is pretty big. If we look at our unique factory, it's pretty big, so we need to be careful about how we use this space as well, and it's a bit of a complex build, which you will find out and see. Alright, so I've just dropped in a district. We're not going to be calling it Lake Hills. If you do have an idea of what you want to go for, please feel free to drop it in the comments. However, we're going to stick with it for the moment. We're going to just pop in our European theme and of course our ore industrialisation for specialists for the industry around this area. Let me clear these trees and I'll be back with you in one moment. Alright, so it might seem a little bit of a fast-paced episode straight off the bat here, but we've got a lot to do and a lot to cover. So I'm going to do a little bit of earthworks here just to make the starting platform we work on a little bit easier to work with, and also like to make this coast a little bit more squared off so we can pop in a key as well. Now it would be nice if we can get our steel factory right up alongside the coast here. Not like that. Let's come out a little bit further. Now why are we doing it? Why are we doing this? And this might cause a little bit of a split opinion, but I'm going to place some incinerators because I want to get rid of these. These landfills were definitely a bad option going right there because they're just taking up too much space. Space is a premium at the moment and we need it, so let's clear those out a bit further on, and then this can head up in that direction. So let's have a look at the asset we're going to be using. It's an absolute huge asset for the build, but it's one of my favourite. It's so super detailed. I love the colour scheme on it. Got the bricks here that tie in, perhaps so this is the old part of the building, of course. Now the bridge that I want to put in is going to tie in heavily with this rusty looking effects, and of course we're going to use the industrial one. So to get that kick started, we need to choose an area where we want to land. So what a height area, so we don't want to go too low and have a massive incline. I think we'll pick something perhaps in the middle, and let's put that bridge, put it here. Let's just give us a bit of a pad here to land on. And I'm going to pause the game. I find that works better when I'm placing the bridge. And then this way, we can put our railway track just at the front here. Of course, we've got to place down a cargo terminal. And it's not going to be a cheap episode, that's for sure. We're burning for the cash, but It'll all be worth it. It will be worth it. Because obviously this vanilla railroads heights, adjusting heights can be, it's not for the faint-hearted, that's for sure. But I think that's reasonable heights. Yeah, we'll deal with that. Press play again. Now of course we've got this interfering, so we will need to wait for that to empty. So I'm going to speed it up slightly. I say slightly, we're full blasting it, but we need to. But in the meantime, let's discuss this asset a little bit further. Now of course we've got this fence here, and to me it would seem a missed opportunity not to extend the asset. So I want to choose the industry fence. We'll come out to about there roughly. And then we're going to have our own little rail yard in here. It's not going to be usable, of course, but why not? It just makes sense to extend the assets and, you know, tailor them a bit more to what you want. So I don't really need the road length on, but I'm a little bit rusty. I've had a few weeks away from this, recovering, but I'm excited to get back. So do bear with me if I'm making some really strange choices of things. I've got a vision in mind what I want, and that all comes down to whether or not the vanilla game mechanics are going to behave themselves. So let's just bring that into there. Again, it's just an extension of the asset, so then we can clear this. Don't need that. You know, we can put another little entrance in here eventually with a road, but I think it just adds something extra. Hopefully you'll agree, but it just gives, you know, the possibilities to other people on different platforms. And of course this will be removed, and eventually once we get our bridge in, we can kind of hook this up into the cargo terminal. So in terms of the cargo terminal, we know that we need trains to come into it. So essentially it's going to bypass this, connect into there. Then we're going to have a branch out of the rail going into the terminal, and then out again that way. So they can come in, they can leave that way, they can leave that way, and we're going to eventually have the rail go that way as well. That's the plan. But working with grades, as I did mention, it does have its drawbacks. So upon testing, I had a few issues. So I might have to time lapse some parts. So please do bear with me. I guess while we're waiting for that, we can just put in some, I don't know, it's a little bit of overgrowth. Perhaps it's not always maintained as it should be. So it's just now this has caught my eye. We're gonna be struggling a little bit. I've got to try and not kill off the town as I'm doing this build. So right, okay, that's perfect. So let's remove that. Go back to normal speed. Now for now, I'm just going to extend this out all the way, well, maybe to about there or something, and then we can work out where we're gonna join in. Ideally, the best place for us to join in would probably be coming off of this arterial, but it's going to be a bit tight if we can cut through here. We'll see. I do not like the way the vanilla game brings these rails down. To me, it's just not. I know it's a game. It doesn't have to be completely realistic. Of course, I'm not gonna sit here for hours and hours to get it perfect, but if I can do something about it, I will. So let's just select maybe this height here, maybe a little bit lower. We can do something about it. We can select that height, and then we can pretty much get a nice smooth descent on that, like so. And sometimes I was having a little bit of trouble with this earlier. It was playing up, but yeah, it was doing this dip here. I'm not sure why, but I will live with it. Right, anyway, this will continue on somewhere in that direction. So I do like to test build things just because it just makes the videos a little bit easier to. Sometimes I do test build, sometimes I don't. But I find it just makes it a little bit easier to know what to say, what to build, and keep the episodes at a reasonable length. Alright, so we will, yeah, let's do something like that. Hook into hook into here like so, and now it's just a matter of getting this into a cargo terminal essentially, whilst maintaining some kind of decent realistic turns and grades. That's alright, a little bit sharp. I think we can get on board with that, can't we? I think we can get on board with that. We won't worry too much. So this is going to curve in there. And that one's going to curve like so. And that one's going to go into kind of the disused rail, the pretend rail yard. And then this one of course is going to connect into here. Alright, I might leave that for the moment. When we unlock that, it might make that job a little bit easier. And then of course it's a matter of getting this hooked in. Oh, why is this so difficult? Why? Sorry, this is my concentration voice. I'm trying to not drive myself insane. I just don't think it looks any good. I'm not doing myself or my channel any justice here, am I? Right, I'm going to live with it, because otherwise I will be here all day and this episode will be too long. That's fine. It's never going to be used, so we can still use this space though for some. Of course, we can put some factories in and things like that. So it's not wasted space. So what I'm thinking, we're going to put like a box here. We'll have some industry in the middle. What might look cool actually is if we break this fence, what we could do, we could put a coal or an iron. We can pretend it's kind of like an iron ore where they're dropping it over. So if we put that sort of in the middle, yeah, in the middle there, 3 each side, you could imagine they'd kind of dump the coal in, or would it make more sense if it went that way? No, they transport it into here, so they'd dump the coal. Yeah, they dump the coal into here, then perhaps ferry it into this way, into some storage, something like that. Now, of course, it wouldn't be an episode of Brookshore so far without using one of our brick built factories. So let's place one in there, one that side. Same here. Yeah, let's go for a factory there. I guess we can put sort of like 1 or 2. Yeah, that'll be alright. And then we can just put some tufts or grass down. Are they called tufts, like when they're sort of just like off the side of the road? Oh, why did that go? Just a bit of overgrowth. And then to make this look a little bit nicer, again, we can always put down some more of these grass verges. Of course, this is probably not completely manicured. For some reason, that's not growing in there, and that one's also disappeared too. So I don't know why that's happening. Right, it would also make sense for us to put some kind of warehouse in. So let's have a look at our warehouses. Probably go for these open ones. Put another one there. It fills out a little bit of space. So we'll have our, keep that balance. We'll have our metals for this, and we can turn that on. It might be a bit stop-start at the beginning, but that should resolve over time. And then we can have our unique factory products in this one. And I'm just also wondering whether it makes sense to make that a one-way road. I'm not sure if that's 100% necessary. I don't know. I might have made a huge mistake doing that. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, that's kind of, that's looking alright. Building up over here. I would like to put a few more of these in here, just to flesh that out a little bit. Alright, and of course we'll have a fence to sort of fence this off, make that a little bit safer. One thing I did miss is the fence in here. So let's pop that in. Yeah, let's make, if we make them equal, they then look as if they're part of, that they've got to sort of drop the coal in there, or your, yeah, that's cool. And again, we'll have a few more bits of grass, a bit more weeds, as if it's sort of unkept. I don't think it would probably be kept very well over here. So let's represent that with some good old landscaping. Alright, so we've got the basis of our steel factory filled out. Now it would be nice, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done in this episode, but it would be nice if I could have a pretend bit of railway head into this section here, as if it's like its own little rail yard. But I don't know how long we got left on that. 35%. I don't think I've got enough time in this episode. I've kind of been detailing as we're going, and I don't know if I'm gonna. I think I might just sort of do a few more detailing and leave it there. We can always add that in the next episode. Let's just soften the terrain. Oh, I added 2. I didn't even realise that. Right, okay. Let me take that out. So this bridge, in reality, probably doesn't need to be this high now. We could probably come back to the ground. In fact, let's look at our terrains and see where we can kind of squeeze this in. So let's cut off this road temporarily. And this is the main road, isn't it? So if we bring... This probably won't stay like this forever, but I'm thinking if we bring a pathway up there, just connect that up quickly, and if we bring... I just sort of want to get this connected up just for this episode until we know where we're going to essentially connect to. No, that's just hideous, isn't it? Right, this has turned out to be much trickier than I thought it would. Let's, no, it does need to be off of this road here. And the only problem is we haven't got that tail unlocked. So for now, we're going to leave it. We'll leave it unhooked. We just know we'll get to that part eventually. But having said that, we're a little bit of a while off there to get into that episode. So what I might do is I just might make just a temporary connection into here. Let's just create a temporary connection. Doesn't look nice, I know, but it'll do. It'll do for the time being. And then I might be able to do this, you know. I might be able to get another connection of rail heading that way. That would look nice. I know it's not going to, again, it's not going to be used, but, or am I just tempting fate by ruining all this work? It might be something I do outside of the episode, because it's getting a little bit complicated, to say the least. Yeah, I think we'll leave that there. But we are we're established. We've got everything we need. We've got our detailing done. Obviously we've got our main factory in there. We've got our lines down. Essentially, once we get hooked up, it will be functioning. I don't think we've got any issues. So we are making products. See, look, we're making a profit. It's operating normally, which is good. Well, it's just gone. Not enough special goods. What does it need? It needs metals, but we have got a metal warehouse here, and I think the reason they're moaning about trash is because that's probably emptying. We'll have to look into that issue once we get back. But I think for now, we'll wrap the episode up, and we'll call it a day. I'm going to leave you with some cinematics. Thanks very much for watching the video. Hope you've enjoyed the build today. As always, don't forget to hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video, and of course subscribe to keep up to date as and when the Brookshore builds drop. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.